Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's close to my heart, buying a home. So grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's get started on your path to home ownership. Step 1, financial readiness. All right, let's dive into the first crucial step in your home buying journey, getting financially prepared. This is where you lay out the groundwork for a smooth and successful experience. Think of it like this. Before you go car shopping, you want to have an idea of what you can afford, right? Well, the same goes for buying a home. Getting pre-approved for a mortgage is like getting a financial checkup. We work directly with amazing lenders and will provide you with their contact information. So what is pre-approved? It's essentially an estimate from a lender on how much they might be willing to loan you. It gives you a starting point for your home search and shows sellers that you're a serious buyer. What will the lender need from you? To get pre-approved, typically you're going to have to provide some basic information to the lender, such as income and employment documentation. Lenders want to see proof of steady income to ensure you can make your mortgage payments. Be prepared to provide recent pay stubs, W-2s, or tax returns. Assets, things like savings accounts, investments, and any other valuable possessions you may have. It shows a lender that you have financial stability. The lender will then use this information, along with pulling your credit report, to determine a few key things such as your credit score. This 3-digit number is a snapshot of your credit worthiness. Lenders use it to assess your history of borrowing and repaying debt. A higher score generally means better loan terms. Thinking about relocating to the Indianapolis area? Well, I've got just a thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is this guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard me, 100% free. Just click the link in the description below or the top pinned comments. Hope that helps. Debt to income ratio, or as we call it, the DTI. By reviewing your income and monthly expenses, the lender will calculate your DTI. This compares your monthly debt payments to your gross monthly income. Lenders use it to gauge how much home you can comfortably afford to borrow. Loan options and down payment. Based on your financial picture, the lender will discuss the types of loans you may qualify and explain the down payment requirements and the closing costs associated with each one. Don't worry if this sounds like a lot. Most lenders have an online pre-approval tool that makes the process quick and easy. You can often get an estimate overnight or within a few minutes. Now that you have a better understanding of your financial picture, let's move on to step 2, defining your needs and wants. This is where the fun begins. But before we jump into browsing listings, we need to have a little chat. Once you're pre-approved, I'll reach out to schedule a meeting. We can meet at my office, or if it's more convenient, we can hop on a Zoom call or simply chat over the phone. In this meeting, we'll really dig into what's important to you in a home. We'll talk about your must-haves, your deal breakers, and those nice-to-have features that could be the icing on the cake. You'll need to think about things like location. Do you need to be close to work, school, or public transportations? Are you looking for a quiet neighborhood, a bustling city vibe, or is country living more of your thing? You also need to determine size and style. Do you envision yourself in a cozy ranch home or a spacious 2-story? Is a finished basement a must-have, or would you prefer extra living space above ground? And how many bedrooms and bathrooms do you need? Are you drawn to a specific architectural style like a modern condo or a charming Victorian? We'll need to consider features. Is a spacious kitchen a must-have? Do you need a backyard for your furry friends or a home office for remote work? During this meeting, we'll also go over some important paperwork, including the state-required buyer agency agreement. This agreement outlines my duties and responsibilities to you as my client and explains how I get paid. In many cases, we can negotiate that the seller covers the buyer's agent commission, so you may not have to worry about that. I'll also walk you through all the typical out-of-pocket expenses you can expect when buying a home. This includes things like earnest money. Earnest money is a good faith deposit that you'll make when you submit an offer on a home. It shows the seller that you're serious about buying. The good news is this money typically goes towards your down payment and/or closing costs. Your home inspection. Another item that's going to be an out-of-pocket expense is your home inspection. It's critical to have a professional home inspection done to identify any potential problems with the property. We'll use the inspection report to potentially negotiate with the seller to fix any safety hazards or undisclosed major repair items that could affect the home's value down the line. Another out-of-pocket expense could be the appraisal. The lender will require an appraisal to determine the fair market value of the home. This helps them confirm that the house is actually worth what you're willing to pay for it and that they're not lending more money on it than the property is actually worth. I know this might seem like a lot to take in, but I'll be there every step of the way to guide you through and help answer any questions you may have. Once we have a good understanding of your needs and preferences, I'll set you up on a personalized home search with our multiple listing service, or as it's called, the MLS. This means you'll get email alerts as soon as a property that matches your criteria hits the market. You can browse listings, save your favorites, and let me know the ones that pique your interest. Once you've let me know which ones you're most interested in, I'll then do some digging on these homes, checking for any red flags or potential issues. As a real estate agent, we often have access to information that's not available to the public, so I can help make sure that the property is truly worth your time before we schedule a showing. Get ready to start exploring. In the next step, we'll talk about how to make the most of your time during the showings. The next step, step 3, is actually viewing homes. This is where things really get exciting. You've got your pre-approval, you've defined your needs, and now it's time to start exploring potential homes. Once you've spotted some promising properties in your search results, and I've given them the green light, we'll coordinate a time to view those homes. This is your chance to get a real feel for the space and see if it truly aligns with your vision. Here are a few tips to make the most out of your showings. Tip 1, take note of the neighborhood. Pay attention to the condition of the surrounding houses. Are the yards well maintained? Are there a bunch of cars parked all through the neighborhood? Does the neighborhood feel safe and welcoming? Tip 2, visualize your life there. Imagine your furniture in the space. Does the floor plan work for your family? Tip 3, assess potential repairs. Take note of any updates or repairs that may be needed. Are they cosmetic fixes you can handle, or are they bigger projects that might require professional help? While you're focused on the big picture, I'll be paying close attention to the details. As your agent, I'll be looking at things like pricing and market value. How does the asking price compare to recent sales in the neighborhood and other active listings? I'll also be looking for potential red flags. I've got a trained eye for spotting potential issues that might not be obvious to the average buyer, such as foundation cracks, outdated electrical systems, or an undesirable floor plan that could make resale difficult down the road. I'll also be thinking about the overall resale value of this home for you. What features or upgrades could you add to the home should you decide to sell it someday that would increase your value? My goal is to be your advocate throughout this process, looking out for your best interest and helping you make informed decisions. So we found a home that checks all the boxes. What's next? Let's talk about step 4, writing the offer. Now that we found the one, now it's time to make it yours. This is where my expertise as your agent really comes into play. Together, we'll craft a compelling offer that protects your interest and gives you the best chance of success. We'll use a purchase agreement, which is a legally binding contract between you and the seller. Now for the question of the day, for those of you who are thinking of moving to Central Indiana, where are you moving from and what's the main reason you're leaving your current city or state? I'm truly curious and want to hear what you have to say, so make sure to let me know down below. Also, if you have any questions or thoughts, you can leave those in the comments down below, or even better, text, call, or email me. My information should be in the pop-up on the screen. Thanks! In this agreement, we'll negotiate several important items, such as the purchase price. We'll determine a fair offer price based on the home's value, recent sales in the area, and how competitive the market is. Another item of negotiation is the earnest money amount. We'll decide on the amount of earnest money to deposit that will show the seller that you're a serious buyer. A third item is what we call inclusions. We'll specify items which are included in the sale, such as appliances, fixtures, window treatments. Another item of negotiation are fees and commissions paid on your behalf. We'll also negotiate the closing date, possession date, and the inspection period. The closing date is the target date for closing the sale, giving everyone a timeline to work towards. The possession date is the date you'll officially take possession of the home. The inspection period is the time frame for conducting inspections and requesting repairs. There will be many other important terms in this agreement. but these are some of the key ones that we'll focus on. Think of the purchase agreement as your roadmap for the next 45 days or so. It outlines the steps involved in the transaction and helps ensure a smooth closing process. Negotiating the offer can be a bit of a back and forth process, but don't worry, I'll be there to guide you through it and advocate for your needs. Once your offer is accepted, the real work begins. Let's move on to step 5 and talk about what happens during the closing process. Whew, your offer's been accepted. Now let's get this deal sealed. This is the final stretch, and while it might seem like there's a lot happening, I'll be there with you every step. Here's a breakdown on what to expect during the closing process. Depositing the earnest money is going to be one of the first things we do. We're going to have to bring a check to the listing brokerage or to the title company. At the same time, you'll need to be in constant communication with your lender, providing them with all their required documents, like income verification, tax documents, in a timely fashion. You'll also be working on arranging for homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance is to protect your new investment. We'll assist you in getting that all set up and coordinated. Timeline management. I'll help you stay on track with all the deadlines. This includes helping you order the inspections and negotiating any repairs with the sellers and making sure the lender orders the appraisal promptly. HOA documents. If the property is part of a homeowners association or an HOA, we'll make sure you receive and review those documents. Title work and closing scheduling. I'll confirm that the title company and the lender have a copy of the purchase agreement, that the required title insurance policy has been ordered, and that the closing statement accurately reflects the charges and credits we negotiated in the purchase agreement. Lastly, utility information. I'll provide you with contact information for the utility companies so you can get your services switched over to your name before closing. Don't worry about feeling overwhelmed. You'll be getting detailed step-by-step instructions via email and calls from us for each part of the process. Just follow my lead and we'll get to the finish line together. Here are a few other important things to keep in mind. A few days before closing, you'll need to wire the remaining down payment and closing costs to the title company. We'll walk you through that. Of course, we're going to do a final walkthrough. We'll schedule the final walkthrough of the property before closing to make sure the home is in the expected condition and all the agreed upon repairs have been completed. It's finally here, closing day. The actual closing takes around an hour. We'll meet at the title company's office and I'll be there to help answer any questions you may have. This is where you'll sign the final paperwork and most likely get the keys to your home. Oh, and one more thing about closing day. This is where we'll send you a Google link so you can leave us a 5-star review and share your awesome experience. Your feedback helps me work with more amazing buyers and sellers just like you. Congratulations, you're officially a homeowner. It's been quite a journey, but we made it. I'm so excited for you to start this new chapter. And remember, I'm not just here for you during the buying process. I'll be around after too, checking to see on how things are going, answer any questions that come up, and of course, I'd love to help your family and friends find their dream homes too. If you're ready to start your dream of home ownership or learn about the buying and selling process, subscribe to this channel, give me a call, or visit our website. Let's make your dream a reality. I appreciate you watching, and I can't wait to celebrate your home ownership success. Thanks.